Hey guys, I'm a little late with the video. My oldest daughter got married this weekend over in Broken Bow, so we were gone this weekend, and yesterday was the recovery day because that was a long ride and just didn't feel like getting the video stuff out. But today's Tuesday and it's not my grocery day because I'm trying to do the 2 weeks grocery haul. Excuse me, so I didn't go. I'm not going today. So anyway, I'll get my little sheet out and we will see what we need to have for this week. Oh, I made my pantry too, and I'm going to show you a few things that I started to get organized. So hang on a minute and I'll get my stuff. Okay, so I got our little sheet for the last week of February. I don't even know what month it is. For our last week of September, and we're on week 5. Y'all can see that. You should download it and then you'd have it. It's spaghetti sauce. We need 2 24-ounce jars or cans per person. So I do have some spaghetti sauce, but I also have tons of tomatoes that I canned from last year, and that is more than enough for spaghetti sauce and everything. In fact, let's take you over there and show you how many tomatoes I have canned. Okay, here is my tomatoes. Those are empty boxes up there that I keep, but all these are tomatoes. That's tomatoes. Those are tomatoes. Those are tomatoes. I thought I had some salsa. Those are all tomatoes. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. These should be somewhere around here. This is the year before. See, I still had all these left over from 2020. So I am full up on tomatoes. And the next thing is your $2 per person. So you should have, what, $10 in everybody's envelope this week. I mean this month. Our laundry, home storage, we need enough bleach for a month. I don't know how much bleach y'all use. I use a little bit. I use some down in where I milk my goat to sterilize stuff, and then I use some in my laundry. 1 gallon of bleach will last me a lot longer than a month. And I also have some of the bleach crystals that you just add water to because it will last longer than your actual bleach. Did you know that bleach goes bad? Who knew? Anyway, our preparedness goals this month would be to winterize your car kits. I think I might do a whole nother video on that, but you need to have things in your car. Like we have a little machine that airs up your tires. It charges like your cell phone, jump starts your car. You need stuff like that. And anyway, we'll go over that in another video, but that's on your preparedness list. Equipment goals is firewood or coal. And I suggest you get double what you think you're going to need because I think it's going to be a bad winter. My husband has already been gathering firewood and chopping it up and bringing it up here by the house, so we'll have plenty. And I am ready for him to clean out that chimney and start a fire. I love the smell of a fireplace. And weekly inventory is beverages. Oh, I mean, we don't have a lot of beverages we drink, mainly drink water, but I have, you know, a few things, but I'll show you what I got. On this little 3-month food storage supply that you can also download, on beverages it says a fruit drink mix or Tang, hot cocoa, apple or fruit juice. We don't, like I said, drink a lot of fruit juice or cocoa for that matter. I like Gatorade every now and then, but I did buy, I like to buy this Gatorade. And I did buy a couple of those big old things of powdered Tang, and that will last quite a while. You know, every once in a while you just want something different besides water. And I do have a cocoa mix there. And Phillip has some of these for his Keurig, but I don't think he likes them. And I have one of these for special occasions. We'll probably do that at Christmas for when all the kids are home. And here is your 3-month food storage supply for your grains. And here's what I have. Here's kind of what I started doing. I love these little containers. You can get them from, I think, either Tractor Supply or Chewy or Amazon. These have wheels, so you can pull them out. And what I really like is they have this rubber gasket seal around here. So it keeps any bugs or whatever that might get in there out. And you just, as you're getting more beans like this, I just throw them in there to see the ones I'm going to be using. And these have the same little seal on them. See that or not? These will actually stack on top of the ones that roll out. And they come with a scoop because they're actually your animal storage for food and treats. So they are PBH free, food grade. And those are not on there perfect. I struggled a bit. I just love those. So that's kind of what I'm starting to do in here, trying to get things organized where everybody else can see what I have in here. When I tell them to go get a thing of bread flour, they'll know exactly where it's at. Well, I told you at the end of the month we'd go ahead and talk about the water that we're supposed to have for, I believe it's a 2-week supply. They said on here that you need at least 14 gallons per person for a 2-week supply. I'd like to challenge you to try and use just 2 gallons of water a day per person. Now that includes everything, hygiene, cooking, drinking, that's a lot. Plus if you have pets, you need to make sure you have enough water for the pets too, in case if there was something to happen with your water system. Those that live in the city, you know, when you have a water main break or something and they shut the water off, what if that was for more than a day or 2? Would you have enough water stored up to make it through that? So you should have at least 2 weeks minimum of water stored up. And you need to rotate that water because water does get stale after a while. And there are several ways you can do to purify your water. We live out here on the homestead and we don't have real water. We have a water well, but we actually have 2. One that we use right now, but it's not drinkable. We sent it off and they said that it had all kinds of stuff in it, including coliform bacteria. And so we put in this Aquasana water system that costs the big bucks. It's supposed to take care of everything. And so we did that and we cleaned our lines out like they said with the chlorine. You dump a bunch in your well. I don't know, Phillip does that. Anyway, we did all that and it still had traces of coliform bacteria in it. So therefore, I boil the water that we drink every day. Been doing that for years. It's a pain in the butt. Anyway, we do have another well that we've drilled back when the kids were still home, but it didn't have enough water to do our whole house. Like we couldn't take showers, it would run out. But now that the kids are gone, I think I want to retest it and see if it is drinkable, and then we can just run it into like the RO and our refrigerator, and then I won't have to boil the water we drink, and that will be wonderful. So I'm really hoping that that's going to work. I bought one of those tests from Lowe's that you get. I think they're $20, $25, $30. I can't remember. And it lets you go ahead and test your well for coliform and all that kind of thing. So pretty anxious. I think we'll be doing that this next week. But We do have a creek on the property that runs through here, and we have 2 ponds, but you know, you just can't go down there and drink that water either. So you need to have a couple of ways to purify that water if you would have to. Now to get all the leaves and the sediments and the things out of it, you could make a little bucket system. Some of y'all might have seen where people do this. These are just some frosting buckets, I think from Walmart or Sam's or whatever. And what you would do, you could put a spigot on the bottom one if you wanted, or you don't have to. Cut some holes in the lid for the water to drain through, and then poke some holes in the bottom for the water to go through from your top one. And so you would first you would put some charcoal on the bottom, activated charcoal, and then after the charcoal you put sand, and after the sand you put gravel, and then you can pour your water from the creek or pond or wherever you get your water from, and it will take you know, most of the stuff out of it, and then you'll be left with some clear water in your bottom one. And then you can take your clear water and you can either, I have the potable aqua little tablets, but I was looking online and I wrote it down, Katadyn MicroPure is supposed to be the best one there is out there, according to them, for the taste and the things that it clears out of your water, you know, the bacteria and all that stuff, microorganisms that might be in it. That is the #1, but this one was the second one. I've had this one in my pack for a long time. The only problem with this, it does have iodine in it, and I'm allergic to iodine, so I probably won't be using this, but everybody else, my husband can. And they also have these straws. And I have a couple of these, and they can, you know, you can put, like it shows, you can put it in a bottle and then you can use it like that, or you could just stick the straw down in a big, like this, of water and drink straight from that if you needed to. And how much, it filters up to 100,000 gallons. So that's quite a bit. I can't remember, this might have been about $30. But those are always good to have in emergency. You know, I keep one of these in my car in case we have some emergency there and need some water that doesn't look too appetizing. So anyway, those are some of the water things that I have. Is there some way that y'all purify your water in emergency? Do you have enough water stored for an emergency? Something to think about. You can also put the bleach in your water. I think it's 8 drops per gallon if you have the 6% bleach, and 6 drops per gallon for the 8.25 bleach, depending on how strong your bleach is. And then you know, just like the drops, you have to let it sit for a while. I think 30 minutes to an hour is pretty normal before you drink it. And that's not something you want to be drinking all the time, because that's really not good for you. But in an emergency situation, that would be the thing to do, because you don't want to get dehydrated. Was that all we needed to talk about on this? What's wrong mouth? I think that was it. So we are done with the month of September preparedness, and I got all my things. The only thing I still haven't done is, guess what? I haven't inventoried the medicine yet, but I'm sure I have what I need. The cleaning supplies, I have plenty of that, and in fact, I've got to make some soap this week. I'm out of laundry soap, so I'll be doing that. I have the gas tanks ready to be taken to town today to get filled up, and we're good on our beverages. So I think that's about all I had to do inventory wise, which is not my favorite thing to do, but it's got to be done so you don't have too many of one thing or not enough of another. But that's what's happening here on the homestead. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.